Hey, what's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a good day. I've gotten a lot of questions from some of the guys I'm working with, some of the guys I'm training, as well as just people on Facebook and Instagram about my protein sources, some ideas for meal prep. So I'm just going to do a quick video talking about, again, number one, what I use for protein, both whole food and supplement, and then how I do my chicken meal prep. It's very simple. It's very easy. I do about once a week, and it's the only thing I have to do prep wise to make sure that I have protein throughout the week. So number one, whole food is king. So if you can get a whole food protein source, like when I say whole food, it means like real food, like what you're thinking about: chicken, beef, egg whites, that kind of stuff. That's what you want to go with. It's of the greatest possible benefit, with one exception, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But what I generally use for whole food protein during the week, so chicken breasts. And I like them in the tenderloin size. They're a little bit easier to measure. They're a little bit easier to marinate with. For reference, I weigh right now about 150 pounds or so, 5'7". So 3 of these things, they each weigh about a pound. And right now that takes care of my protein intake for a week, along with some of the other stuff I use. So chicken, number one. Number two, I really like this John Soules beef. No particular endorsement for it other than gluten-free. And again, it's a very lean beef source. It's easy. I can throw it in the microwave. I'm typically using it as a as a pre-workout meal. So I'll have 3-4 ounces of beef with some grilled vegetables that I make up in the mornings with my omelet. Drop it in a container, throw the beef in there later on in the day, and then I have my pre-workout meal ready to go. Really good snack option, caveman beef jerky. Again, kind of paleo inspired, gluten free. As far as like having a handy snack of clean protein, I freaking love this stuff. 12 grams per serving. There's 2.5 servings in this thing, so one will run you about 30 grams of protein, one bag. So typically I can take this with me and I'll split it into 2 different meals. So I'll have roughly 15 and 15. Really great option. Greek yogurt. If you get the right stuff without like all the extra added sugars, so like plain, maybe vanilla flavoring depending on the brand. But I really like Siggy's. I don't have any with me right now. And then also Chobani. This is the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Really good stuff. No fat, 15 grams of protein, 4 grams of sugar, and only 6 grams of carbs. So it's a pretty safe protein source where you're not going to get a bunch of extra stuff. If you like to add a little flavoring to it, I really like Truvia. So right now I typically eat this as I'm heading for bed. It's good for your gut health. Kind of helps clean out your system while you're sleeping. And again, it's a good protein source. And it typically keeps me from like waking up in the middle of the night hungry. All natural egg whites, another really great option. You can kind of see just as you pour out like on the label, but how many ounces are what. I will have anywhere from 4 to 6, and that is typically anywhere from like 15 to like 18, 19 grams of protein, depending on what you need. Another reason these are really cool is if you throw veggies and egg whites in an omelet, it feels like a lot more food than it is. So, my struggle is more like with food volume. I just like to eat. It stresses me out sometimes to feel hungry. Not so much like eating bad stuff, but again, the idea of being hungry. So egg whites are a really great option, and especially when you mix them with some vegetables, it can go a really long way. So those are like my main protein sources in terms of whole foods, and again, like 90% of the time, that's what I use. The 2 exceptions. Okay, a couple different proteins here. You guys know I'm all about First Form. I think they make absolutely the best products on the market. So 2 different ones here. First one here. So if you remember, this is Formula One. It's a hydrolyzed whey protein shake. So without getting too down in the weeds, hydrolyzed whey protein has been filtered and processed to the point where it is as bioavailable as possible for your body to absorb as quickly as possible. So this is for taking when you work out. And the reason it's so effective is it can't achieve, whole food cannot achieve what this can in terms of absorption rate. This is going to hit your system a whole lot faster. You're going to start repairing those micro tears in your muscles after you lift a lot quicker. I guess if you think about a whole food equivalent, maybe like if I dropped some of this beef in a blender, that might be sort of it, but that's kind of gross, and this stuff tastes awesome, and this is still going to hit your system faster, and it's exactly what you need post-workout. Do not use this throughout the day. Like, whey protein is not going to stick with you. It's designed to get through your system quickly. It's not going to satiate you. It's not going to help control your hunger. So that's what this is for, level 1. This has whey protein in it, along with some other stuff to like include egg whites, casein protein, which you might be familiar with. But it's designed to replicate the effect of whole foods in that it will stick with your system. It takes longer to process, and it'll help you feel less hungry. So I rarely use this because I really take my prep very seriously. But if I wanted to replace a protein source at a meal, something like level 1 is what you would be looking for. Not whey protein like pure by itself. That's a total waste of your time and money, I guess, to use whey as a meal replacement option. So if you have other questions about any of this stuff, by all means, based off the video, hit me up. Facebook or Instagram. I'm pretty good about getting back to people. So real quick, I'm going to run you through the basics of this prep for chicken and how I get it out onto the grill. So what you will need, obviously chicken breast tenderloins. I use the pan purely olive oil, non-stick stuff. McCormick roasted garlic and herb seasoning. And by the way, this recipe I'm about to use is on the back of this bottle. That's where I got it. I use this like literally every week for a couple years. I could probably eat the same thing forever, truthfully, if it gets me the results I want. So, like, I guess meal prep isn't all that difficult for me in that regard. But this stuff does taste good. I will give you that. It does taste good. I will stand behind that. Extra virgin olive oil, distilled white vinegar, plastic slider bags. I usually go with the 1 gallon size. And then I have a Pyrex tray that I use to take everything down to the grill, and then I drop the chicken in here once it's off the grill to bring it back upstairs. I use a grill at my apartment complex, so I got to walk downstairs a few floors, and that's kind of how I move all this stuff around. Other good things to have in terms of like actually being at the grill and getting this done quickly. I'll show you what I do, but Reynolds foil wrap will make a layer, actually lay it on top of the grill, and it makes things super easy to clean up because you're really not leaving a mess behind. Little knife for punching holes in the tin foil, and again I'll show you how I do that here in a second. And then tongs. When you're working with these, the tenderloins, it's really nice to have tongs. Unless you have a perfect grill, like it's not going to all cook evenly at the same time, and trying to use a spatula with tin foil is absolutely maddening. So save yourself the frustration that I endured for the first couple times I tried this, and use a pair of tongs. So when it comes to prep, again, very simple. I always do this right next to my sink so that you're not letting like all the nasty chicken juice, cool visual for everybody right there, get all over the place. So for 3 of these, I usually go with 2 bags, 1.5 in each from the chicken. Great thing by being right next to the sink, take your garbage and just toss it in there. You don't have to worry about making a mess all over the place. So again, I got 1 in there already. Add half of the other one. Drop it there in this bag. Okay, now again, if you like doing things by precise measurements, I did it this way for a while I was getting used to the recipe, but frankly I've done it enough times, it's not very difficult for me to eyeball. But like the actual measurements for olive oil, distilled vinegar, and the spice itself are on the back of the spice jar. But again, for just kind of getting it done quickly's sake, I typically put enough olive oil in here so it's about halfway up to the chicken, give or take. So then you kind of want to mix your chicken tenderloins in that. And then the vinegar comes next. You really just want to splash. It does not take very much. And again, just regular old distilled white vinegar. It could be store brand. Doesn't really matter. So again, just a quick pour right there. And then the spices themselves, which I probably should have had opened ahead of time. I got work to do before I'm on the Martha Stewart, Rachel Ray level. I'm gonna prefab everything. And then here you just drop your spices in. Again, for about a bag, I don't know, maybe a little bit less than half of one of these. Again, if you really want to be specific with it and measure it out, recipes on the back. Okay, and then once it's all in here, really easy, just mixing it up. And change directions a few times. It is actually pretty important to make sure that you spend a minute doing this, because if you don't, the olive oil and stuff will not absorb into the chicken. When you pour it out of the bag onto the grill, you will get the olive oil hitting the flame in the grill, and it may or may not singe all of your forearm hair / eyebrows off. I don't know how I know that, just take my word for it. Okay, so there you go. And then you're going to repeat for the next batch, and then you'll be ready to go to the grill. Real quick, as far as making things on the grill easier, especially if you're not using your own, this is what I will do. Take a piece of tin foil, take the knife, and basically you're just going to knock out holes to let the heat and the air through. Try and hold steady so you make them even. Bam, so it should look more or less like that. So what I do is typically I drop this on the grill. I spray it down with the pan. This is very important, otherwise you're not going to be able to get your chicken's not going to move around very easily. Flip the heat on, get things rocking in the neighborhood of 300 degrees, and it cooks these things really well. It takes about 10-15 minutes tops. Just keep an eye on them. I usually flip them once, maybe twice, and they cook all the way through, and they get that nice little crisp on the edge. So there we go, guys. If you have any questions, or if I missed something, or if something is not clear, like I said, by all means, feel free to hit me up. And thanks for watching. Hope this was a benefit. If you have any feedback also, again, hit me up. And have an awesome rockstar week. See ya.